Trance channel here today for our daily Course in Miracles lesson together. Thank you for joining me again today. Today we are doing lesson number 186. Salvation of the world depends on me. Here is the statement that will one day take all arrogance away from every mind. Here is the thought of true humility, which holds no function as your own, but that which has been given you. It offers your acceptance of a part assigned to you without insisting on another role. It does not judge your proper role, it but acknowledges the will of God is done on earth as well as heaven. It unites all wills on earth in heaven's plan to save the world, restoring it to heaven's peace. Let us not fight our function. We did not establish it. It is not our idea. The means are given us by which it will be perfectly accomplished. All that we are asked to do is to accept our part in genuine humility and not deny with self-deceiving arrogance that we are worthy. What is given us to do, we have the strength to do. Our minds are suited perfectly to take the part assigned to us by one who knows us well. Today's idea may seem quite sobering until you see its meaning. All it says is that your Father still remembers you and offers you the perfect trust he holds in you who are his Son. It does not ask that you be different in any way from what you are. What could humility request but this, and what could arrogance deny but this? Today we will not shrink from our assignment on the specious grounds that modesty is outraged. It is pride that would deny the call for God himself. All false humility we lay aside today, that we may listen to God's voice, reveal to us what he would have us do. We do not doubt our adequacy for the function he will offer us. We will be certain only that he knows our strengths, our wisdom, and our holiness, and if he deems us worthy, so we are. It is but arrogance that judges otherwise. There is one way, and only one, to be released from the imprisonment your plan to prove the false is true has brought to you. Accept the plan you did not make instead. Judge not your value to it. If God's voice assures you that salvation needs your part, and that the whole depends on you, be sure that it is so. The arrogant must cling to words, afraid to go beyond them to experience which might affront their stance. Yet are the humble free to hear the voice which tells them what they are and what to do. Arrogance makes an image of yourself that is not real. It is this image which quails and retreats in terror as the voice for God assures you that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the holiness to go beyond all images. You are not weak, as is the image of yourself. You are not ignorant and helpless. Sin cannot tarnish the truth in you, and misery can come not near the holy home of God. All this the voice of God relates to you, and as he speaks, the image trembles and seeks to attack the threat it does not know, sensing its basis crumble. Let it go. Salvation of the world depends on you and not upon this little pile of dust. What can it tell the Holy Son of God? Why need to be concerned with it at all? And so we find our peace. We will accept the function God has given us, for all illusions rest upon the weird belief that we can make another for ourselves. Our self-made roles are shifting, and they seem to change from mourner to ecstatic bliss of love and loving. We can laugh or weep and greet the day with welcome or with tears. Our very being seems to change as we experience 1,000 shifts in mood, and our emotions rise as high indeed or dash us to the ground in hopelessness. Is this the Son of God? Could he create such instability and call it Son? He who is changeless shares his attributes with his creation. All the images his Son appears to make have no effect on what he is. They blow across his mind like windswept leaves that form a patterning and instant break apart to group again and scamper off, or like mirages seen above the desert rising from the dust. These unsubstantial images will go and leave your mind unclouded and serene when you accept the function given you. The images you make give rise to but conflicting goals, impermanent and vague, uncertain and ambiguous. Who could be constant in his efforts or direct in his energies and concentrated drive toward goals like these? The functions which the world esteems are so uncertain that they change 10 times an hour at their most secure. What hope of gain can rest on goals like this? In lovely contrast, certain as the sun's return each morning to dispel the night, your truly given function stands out clear and wholly unambiguous. There is no doubt of its validity. It comes from one who knows no error, and his voice is certain of its messages. They will not change nor be in conflict. All of them point to one goal, and one you can attain. Your plan may be impossible, but God's can never fail because he is its source. Do as God's voice directs, and if it asks a thing of you which seems impossible, remember who it is that asks and who would make denial. Then consider this, which is more likely to be right, the voice that speaks for the Creator of all things, who knows all things exactly as they are, or a distorted image of yourself, confused, bewildered, inconsistent, and unsure of everything. Let not its voice direct you. Hear instead a certain voice which tells you of a function given you by your Creator, who remembers you and urges that you now remember him. His gentle voice is calling from the known to the unknowing. He would comfort you, although he knows no sorrow. He would make a restitution, though he is complete, a gift to you, although he knows that you have everything already. He has thoughts which answer every need his Son perceives, although he sees them not. For love must give, and what is given in his name takes on the form most useful in a world of form. These are the forms which never can deceive, because they come from formlessness itself. Forgiveness is an earthly form of love, which, as it is in heaven, has no form. Yet what is needed here is given here as it is needed. In this form, you can fulfill your function even here, although what love will mean to you when formlessness has been restored to you is greater still. Salvation of the world depends on you who can forgive. Such is your function here. And that is our lesson for today, lesson number 186, Salvation of the world depends on me. Let's see what Jesus has to say today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and the ego will perceive this statement as arrogant and senseless. But it is not. You have been given deep within your heart and mind, knowing of what it is that you are interested in, knowing what it is that calls to you, knowing what it is that is a passion, a curiosity, a constant in your heart and mind, perhaps that is never wavering, even though you may be living in different homes and doing different things. There is this aspect of you that is the same. It can be a desire to create beautiful things. It might be a desire to help people. It might be a desire to master your voice in public speaking. It may be an overwhelming urge to study a spiritual text and come to know it inside and out. All of these indicators are little direction arrows to help you on your way. This being used to read this statement and think that it was crazy. She did not understand what her destiny was, but she had an overwhelming urge to study this material, A Course in Miracles. She had an overwhelming urge to find peace of mind, and so she forgave. And she kept on and on and on until her perception shifted so much that she was able to open that portal between earth and heaven and make communication possible for us to her. You may look upon this conversation and think that we initiated it, but it is not so. She initiated it by doing her forgiveness practice, relentlessly seeking peace of mind whenever an upset occurred to her, owning her perception and asking her perception to be changed so that she could see the truth. Seeking that which she knew made her feel better. And that was the guidance that she had, unrelentingly turning her back to A Course in Miracles over and over and over again, and it made no logical sense to her at the time. And your passion, your guidance may not make any logical sense to you at this time, but if it is there unrelentingly calling you, listen and trust that you are being guided by your guides and teachers towards your sacred purpose. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and I will speak to you again tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.